All right, so yes, we've had a bit of a discussion since the last time we ran, and the party's actions last session in the parking lot of a local stone mart, as I've retconned them to, got police attention, and with that police attention, the party was actually tracked down and taken to the local precinct in Volgarvan, where, due to the use of Zone of Truth, Murdoch has been found he is admitted to the crime of reckless endangerment, and Percival has just been taken into the holding cell, and he's just there. Lucy and Saranat, you two are free to leave. Murdoch has to stay in the holding cell, though, until his trial, which is going to be the next day. So if you guys want to get anything in order before the trial, you can do so.
Make a beer into a cake.
I've heard of rum cake. I've never really heard of beer cake. Beer bread.
Sarna cannot cook.
I can try.
We are not going. You will be fine. You will not be going to permanent jail, so you can have alcohol tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Well, since no preparations want to be made.
Well,
actually, I was gonna say, this is just before we leave the holding cell for the night.
Yeah.
I think Sorna and Lucy at least want to have the chat to make sure. All right.
Murder, are you still sure you want to have the lawyer that they'll provide for you?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Now, I'm gonna have to make some. Hold on. I'm gonna have to make some mention. You guys in Credonia don't exactly know what lawyer. Don't exactly. You know the term lawyer, but your law system in Credonia is quite different. A single judge, whenever a crime is committed, a single judge presides over the entire case, and there's no such thing as a lawyer. The judge gets all the testimony from all the eyewitnesses and the possible criminal, and then he also makes the verdict. There is no jury.
But we're not in Credonia.
You're not in Credonia, so you don't know what's... So you don't...
Executioner.
Yeah, that's Credonia does judge, jury, executioner. Now, you don't know the laws here, so... I'm just stating what you would be used to as Credonians, instead of asking if there would be a lawyer provided.
Sorna pulls up his phone and just like quickly Googles the law, because he's just like, all right, so maybe we should talk through what we're all going to say, because like mentioning the whole judge, jury, executioner thing about our system, and just like making sure that's the same thing here.
It is fortunately not, but unfortunately there are also no lawyers in this system. In Hebron, what happens is what you saw. You saw the Asimar doing basically the same thing as a Credonian judge would do, but he's just there to be the prosecutor.
Okay, so...
And then there's another separate judge. There is still no jury. And the judge himself will give further questions that the prosecution might not have asked.
So, Zone of Truth does it say anything about Zone of Truth?
It does. Yep, they still use Zone of Truth.
All right.
Even against people who are piss poor at lying, anyways.
Well, I mean, in this case, yes, but I'm just making sure beforehand. It's like, okay, so looking at this, they're basically going to do the same thing that they did in that room. So we don't really need to plan anything, because if we plan something that's not true to try and help you out, at least from what I understand, we're just going to be shut up, and then we'll be forced to say the truth or stay quiet, and then that makes it look worse.
Yes. you
Just
guys
covering the
are
basics, what he understands from his army training or whatever.
and Cradonian public knowledge, yeah. Basically, Cradonia does the exact same tactic where they use the Zone of Truth on you. If you resist a spell or you go silent while under the influence of the zone, you're pretty much considered guilty. And
Zone of Truth is just the tyrant of spells because if you resist, they know you resisted, so you're screwed.
yeah,
If you don't say anything, you're assumed to be lying. If you say the truth, it's probably not beneficial to you.
yeah. Basically, if
the
you
reason why you were lying in the first place.
basically if you commit a crime and if you get caught, once you've committed a crime, you're pretty much fucked unless there has been a serious error in a system's like hiring status, and they have not hired any paladins or clerics.
See, what you do then is you find a way after the trial to get the paladin like unoathed, so it makes their Zone of Truth seem untrue because it's unethical. And then they have no backup paladins.
But that's not what
That's
this
not
system.
something we're planning here.
No.
So
Yeah, no paladins.
like, okay, so we go home, we come back tomorrow, we look nicely dressed. We basically do the same thing we just did.
Yeah. And we're gonna
There's
skip
no
you
real
guys.
planning we can do.
Yeah, there's no real planning. We're gonna skip all that preparation and go right to the trial. You're all brought into a court. You're all brought into the trial room. You see,
I object.
you're being escorted, and you just scream object to the Asimar and the dwarf that are escorting you. Then I will continue. The floors are tiled with like a speckled marble. Like red, like the main color is brown and it has black and red speckles on it. You see 3 rows of benches. Each row of benches has a separation of space so that you can walk through, of course. And then you see the fence that separates the benches from the main part of the trial room, where you see this nice podium. You see a couple tables, couple chairs at each table, and you see no place for other people to sit aside from the judge, what you would call lawyers in real life, and the various defendants
Okay,
and
so it's
stuff.
not like, it's not like an open trial.
No, it's pretty much a private trial.
Alright.
And the Asimar and the dwarf escorting the 3 of you, he says, go ahead and take a seat. Because you also see that there's a trial wrapping up.
What's the trial, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, what you hear is, at the podium where the judge sits, is that gold dragonborn you all saw in the precinct.
Oh, God.
And the defendant the defendant that he's talking to is a human young man, it looks like. And the judge says, you, Sydney Ashy, have admitted to public intoxication, and you will be sentenced to community service.
It's a law for non-dwarves. It's illegal for non-dwarves. Dwarves, it's expected.
And a dwarf that was standing on the other side of the fence, the one that does not have the benches, escorts the poor young human out of the trial room.
Sorna makes a quick note of the name.
That's quite sad.
You see the judge look over to your group, and then he looks at the Asimar and goes, "Bring him forward." The Asimar motions for you all to step into the courtroom.
Aye, aye.
Sorenot steps in.
Alright, the Asimar escorts you into the main part, and he goes over to the judge's podium, and he hands the judge the familiar notepad that you all have seen in your interrogations. The Dragonborn seems to be flipping through the pages, scanning the words that are written on there. Makes a little clicking sound with his mouth. Murdoch Hammerbeard, step forward.
Yes, sir. All right.
What is this? Lucina Umbra,
Yeah.
step
that's
forward.
me.
And I'm just gonna shorten your name to Soronaut.
Hello.
Alright. Do you all agree that the words written on this pad are true? That indeed you were in a local Stone Mart parking lot when one Percival Kane tried to steal the alcohol from one Murdoch Hammerbeard, as witnessed by one Lucina Umbra and one Soronaut, as well as admitting that you did endanger others, Murdoch Hammerbeard, with your reckless discharge of an automatic weapon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorenot nods.
And and it was indeed in self-defense. Yeah. You got a community service for you. You may have struck a woman and almost killed her, then it would have been involuntary manslaughter. But in this case, no, you were indeed defending your private property. Yes, community service for you, Murdoch Hammerbeard.
All right. How many days, sir?
Well, until the community service is completed.
Eh?
Lucy gives a confused look.
Is this
Yes.
common? Is this common rule of thumb in our society?
No, in Credonia they just straight up shoot criminals.
Just making sure. Just
No,
making
Murdoch,
sure I had that
be
right.
thankful that you're not in Credonia right now.
Yeah, in Credonia they just if you get caught, they just straight up shoot you.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's even getting anything other than a bullet in the brain is kind of a welcome relief to all of you, and
Yeah.
a surprise, I would imagine too.
Oh yeah, that was the whole shot. It was like, Sorenot raises his hand. He's like,
Yes.
What will the community service be?
Well, that's up for the police chief to decide.
Okay.
You're adventurers, aren't you? Don't seem like you're from around here. Especially the, goblin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you all from, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, before we say where we're from, I just want to make it clear that he's not going to change his sentencing if we tell him where we're from, right?
I can't tell you that.
Sorenot timidly speaks up, walking to the rest of the crew before speaking. We're from Credonia.
The judge gets a grim look on his face. I see. Well, go out into the precinct and wait by the holding cell. And I will tell the police chief your situation, and then he will come by and he will discuss your community service.
All right.
So you're all led out of this room, and you're taken by the door that led to the holding cell room, and then you're, motioned to sit down in the only 2 seats that are right there at that door.
Not the most comfortable looking seats either.
There's
They are
only
not,
two?
no. There's only 2.
Yeah. Well, Sorna will stand. It puts him about the same level as the other two when they sit.
You see the golden dragonborn go into a different room within the precinct, and moments later, he goes back into the main room, and you see him with a kind of grim-looking dwarf who has an eye patch over his right eye.
How much does he look like Solid Snake?
His beard is a lot longer,
Alright.
and he's also not as tall because he's a dwarf.
Well, I mean, obviously. I meant more just in face.
Oh, in face. Oh, no, he doesn't look too much like Solid Snake in the face.
So this Solid Snake dwarf version.
And
Grim look, eye patch, beard.
the Dragonborn and the dwarf walk up to you. The dwarf's heavily armored, but you notice that he only has a submachine gun instead of the assault rifles that the Aasimar are carrying. Murdoch Hammerbeard? The dwarf looks at you, Murdoch.
Hi there.
You're all from Credonia, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Why don't the 3 of you come into my office? We can discuss some things further.
Okay.
And you're all led across the precinct into his office. It's a pretty stereotypical office. It has bare walls, just the usual oak desk, a computer chair, a computer. It's bland. Are you adventurers? He asks you after he closes the door.
Say I've done my fair share, yeah?
Interesting. What about the 2 of you?
Probably pretty close to adventures. Nothing like official, but you know.
I'm just here to make sure my party doesn't die.
The group healer. My father used to tell me of such parties wandering the world, looking into ancient ruins and slaying mythical beasts. And that's why I need your help. I believe that there is a bit of a smuggling operation going on within Volgarven. And while
Smuggling of what?
Dragons.
No, not the jug.
No more Ellis Wheat. He doesn't want to go back that direction.
Dragons.
Dragon smuggling?
Dragon smuggling. You see, we've been getting sights of a green dragon flying not only within our borders, but also in the borders such as within Salazar, and even Kuloma has reported a green dragon sighting. And they're all various shapes and sizes. Now,
Wait. So not dragon born, dragons.
actual dragons. Now, granted, we do have a dragon turtle in our zoo, but, well, we can't just have rogue dragons flying about. That's just, well, especially green ones. Even though we dwarves are resistant to poison, it could definitely stop other tourists from coming to Volgarvan.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hazard.
Yes. Now, the sizes that have been reported have ranged from gargantuan to little pocket-sized ones that could fit within your, within your pocket.
Pokey dragon, gotta catch 'em all.
Dragon
even-
Ball.
Didn't even mean to make that reference.
You said pocket and then
I
monster.
did.
So yes.
I did. Minus 5 points to me.
Sounds so defeated when you say it. That's the best part.
Too much Pelago before the session. Yep.
It was. Anyway. Now, we're investigating this matter, of course, because we're the police and that's kind of our fucking jobs, but well, maybe you all could chip in, maybe help us out a little bit. Well, Garvin's a pretty big city, and we need to work with the other precincts to not only keep her well defended, but also to root out any possible dragon smugglers, especially those who are trying to smuggle in green dragons of all things.
What exactly would, how do I want to say, count as far as what community service is required for Murdoch to be free of this? Are you suggesting we actually slay dragons, or you just want us to apprehend or look into who might be bringing them in?
Well, honestly, any real help you can give us, if you can stop this and find the source of whoever's smuggling in green dragons, well, I could probably see about getting you a full-on pardon. Have
Would that
Murdoch
also count for the human that's also in a holding cell?
His is another matter to be discussed. Unfortunately, we have to talk with the arbiters about him.
Okay.
So, out of character. Do we still have that? Never mind. He didn't have a phone. Don't listen to me.
What, Kron or Fenris?
Well, Kron does.
Kron
Fenris
does.
doesn't.
No, Fenris of course doesn't.
How's the service, though? In a different country.
I mean,
Well-
your cell phone still has service. You can probably chat up someone else.
We might have to pay
That phone bill,
international
though.
fees, but it's one call.
Assuming Kron and Fenris are still traveling together. I mean, he was his apprentice, but I mean, it's been
Let's go back in character for a moment. Sorry for throwing that off.
It's all good, it's all good. So, with that in mind, you could just spend a few weeks picking up garbage on the side of the highways.
Hell no, I'd rather go dragon slaying and dragon smuggling slaying. Or smuggler.
The chief smiles at you, Murdoch. Like a true dwarf.
I think Murdoch speaks.
In fact, hell, if this is what you want us to do, I'll do even more if it helps get Percival out of trouble.
His eye perks up. Go on.
Well, if you ever have trouble like dragon smugglers around any other time, you can come back here.
You
It's
know
always
what?
nice to help out a town.
You know what? If you find the source of these smugglers, the very highest source, bring in the big dogs. Alive or dead, doesn't matter to me. Just gotta bring in the proof that they're doing it.
Aye.
Not only can I get you that pardon, I can see about even giving you guys maybe a house within the town.
Oh, that'd be great. House in
My
a
question
town with
is,
plenty of pubs.
Yes, as a dwarf, I knew you would like that.
I like this guy.
Now, as far as leads go, oh, that's a big long list. He goes into a drawer that's built into his desk and pulls
hey,
out
while
a.
I was looking,
Go ahead.
while I was looking at mythical creatures, did I find anything about dragons and possibly their nests?
You know, dragons have varying locations for their nests. Like, for example, the white dragon that attacked you in Credonia would probably make its home in the northern regions where it's nice and cold, due to the whole cold affinity that white dragons have. As for a green dragon, you would suspect that they'd make their home in arid places, deserts, such like that. Mainly deserts. Stuff where even the air is going to probably kill you.
And another question for the chief. You were mentioning different areas. How were you going to be able to keep track of Murdoch if we have to leave the region because we had a lead on a dragon in like Salazad or Coloma?
Well, that is a little bit of a hassle, and you know what? I hadn't really thought of that, but maybe I could send someone to keep an eye on you.
That.
Honestly, I was
Or if
expecting
you
like
don't
this
have
magical ankle bracelet thing, but
Do you want ankle bracelets? We have military gear. We don't have common ankle bracelets.
it'd be magical,
A magical ankle bracelet. Oh, you mean like scrying?
kind of.
Yeah, we don't have anyone powerful enough to scry. Well, not
Okay.
us personally. I mean, I could probably bring this up with like the mayor or something, and he might have someone on backup, but I have high doubts about that.
Not a big deal.
Well, so you guys want a watchdog? Okay, I could probably dredge up a watchdog.
Damn it, Lucy.
It was a fair question. I mean, how are you gonna cross the border when we have to go to one of the other worlds?
You know, life isn't fair. You don't always have to ask the fair questions, okay?
So we just go to the border and you just sit there and kind of go, well, he's not allowed to leave the country.
But how would they know that?
I'm pretty
They
sure
have
they have
the-
documentation on him.
He looks like a generic dwarf. This is literally a
Yeah,
problem
that's right.
I found him.
Even among dwarves, he looked like any other dwarf. We're trying to do the whole lost and found.
It's not like getting in. It's not like getting in. We had trouble getting a dwarf in. It was always just like, hey, there's a dwarf. Plus, if it's really difficult, we could do the same thing with whatever the next place has in store.
I could have always made him invisible when we crossed the lines too. Yeah.
You're probably more points for why we don't need to mention these. Point being, now we have a watchdog.
Let's
Round of
see.
applause.
Doing something really bad.
Is it an actual dog? That's the real question here.
That'd be fun. We'll have Mogar.
It's
He's a
literally just
bear.
Dwarf dog.
Mogar's
It's
a...
just a
No!
dwarf dog.
Well, what's Michael's name in Heroes and Halfwits now? If it's not Mogar.
I don't fucking know. I don't remember that session.
He's winking. Run
Oh,
for it.
Tiberius.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Let's see. Who could I send? Huh.
You'll get another character named Percival. This isn't
It's a very common name in Halshal.
apparently.
We know two.
I
We
got
know
it.
two.
You know what?
They were both humans.
You know what? Yurist would be perfect. Yurist McDwarf.
Oh no, Mick Dwarf. That's a
One of the...
Mick Dwarf.
Didn't he used to work at the Happy Trails?
That sounds.
well, that was also a Yurist
yes.
McDwarf. You see, the McDwarf clan loves to make many of their members named Yurist for some reason. I don't exactly know if they might have a
Okay, so
fetish.
like the dwarven version of Anna.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh god.
Except they actually have that many dwarves and they're not just bullshit. Anyway. Yurist, come in here. Oh, that's right. I probably should actually go out and yell his name, not stay in the office. Forgive me, I've had a little bit to drink.
Again?
Not me! Not the actual DM.
This is fine.
The chief goes out into the precinct and you hear him yell for Eurus McDwarf. And once the chief returns, he has this kind of scrawny looking dwarf who has taped up glasses. And he has a pistol and he's very lightly armored. He doesn't even have a beard.
Yeah.
Oh god.
A dwarf without
Okay.
a beard.
Hi? Yurist. You have to keep an eye on these people. What's to stop them from killing me, sir?
Our sanity?
We don't bite.
And
Probably.
yeah, I don't know. You all look so vicious. And you shot a dude. He points at you, Murdoch.
I was in self-defense. He was taking me alcohol.
Oh, you know what? That is actually pretty fair.
Yeah.
Also, Sorna just takes this moment to give like a really toothy smile, which is really scary because most goblins have really sharp teeth for some reason.
Sir, can I just not go
If
with
I
them?
really wa-
No, Yurist. You need to be toughened up if you really want to join the squad. But I just want to crunch numbers all day. I don't have to do the tough. No.
Oh,
If-
man,
if-
is this... Do you know what's it called? The elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What do you want to be? You want to be like a dentist?
I don't even remember that show or that special, man. That was like
They're just a bunch
I
of
was like
monsters.
5 the last time I saw that.
Oh geez, it's like an annual thing here.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Would you stop?
Hermie, that's the name.
What?
Hermie, there you go. That's the name. Yeah, now
Straxium
I'm literally
asking
just
the hard
picturing
question.
This is Hermie.
You need to be toughened up. Yurist.
Seeing like a bee.
Aye, son, come with us. We'll get some hair on your chin.
I can't. I have a disease.
Oh, well,
We'll
guess
glue
that
one
hair will
on
go
you.
somewhere else.
You
Sorry
want
for your loss.
You're taking someone else, you said?
No, it just
We'll glue one on your face then.
Hmm.
No. Sorna pulls out the the dwarven Richard Nixon mask that he got.
oh yeah, that's right. We do have
You
that.
do have that. Yes, okay.
It's like here you go. Here's your beard for now.
Yurist gives you a very weird look.
See,
Like-
he's a friendly one.
Like, why the fuck are you doing this? Why the fuck me? Just why?
So
Sorna
he's
then
not young
Sorna
necessarily.
then points to Lucy is like, blame that one.
I just
He
do
looks
it
over at
like I
Lucy.
do.
You did.
I
I think
just-
you are the one that suggested Sora not get a mask to sneak past border patrol.
No, not that part.
Yeah, but I
Anyways,
didn't
it's
think
dwarf
that
for
this
you.
is where that
That
item would
too.
come in handy.
I mean, not just that, but also the fact that she's the one that mentioned the reason we would need a guard dog.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Double
Oh.
reason. Double
That's
reason.
why it's my fault.
Why- So it
So-
actually works for two reasons. That makes it even better.
You know what, Eurist? Fine. You know what? We'll toughen you up some other way. Shoo.
No, come back. We were gonna be such great friends.
Yep, Eurist leaves.
It's not like he can't
No.
just crunch the numbers while he's keeping watch.
He leaves after giving Saranat his dwarven Richard Nixon mask.
Sorno puts it back in his bag. He laughs and he's like, "Sorry if I scared him off."
Anyway, so you know what? I guess we could just do the honor system, and if I really hope I don't have to find someone who can scry upon you at some point. Just here, you know what? The chief goes over to his desk. He goes into his drawer again, ruffles around in it, and pulls out a piece of paper and a pencil. Scribbles a phone number on there, and he looks at Lucy. Here. Keep progress. Keep us updated on your progress, okay? Report back at least once a week.
Okay, and I'll sit here and I'll program it into my phone. But I want to point out that Soranat and I were free to go. How did we end up having to help with your customer service, Murdoch?
Customer service?
Yeah, I mean,
I still have
it
work
hap-
brain.
the
Yes.
issue happened at a Stone Mart. To be fair.
It did, yeah. Now Murdoch's gonna get a headset, and he's gonna have to adopt an Indian accent.
Am I the only one
We're
that's hearing that
outsourcing?
in the background?
Stolmark, okay, take your order. Fuck.
Alright, I'm gonna switch up
Thank
here.
you. Come again.
Oh, Jesus. Would I be doing like gun service?
Yeah, you
Diagnosing
could.
guns.
So
I'll also
he
set an alarm in my phone for a weekly alarm to go off on like just one day a week.
okay.
Just so I don't forget to like call the chief guy and say, "Hey, yay!"
The chief sits down and he looks again at the scroll that he had pulled out about leads. So, I really don't know exactly where. We tried asking the zookeepers. You can ask them again. We tried asking. I don't know why we asked them. They don't have green dragons as part of their inventory, but whatever. Protocol or orders from the mayor or something, I guess. You could try asking any pet shop owners. You know, they might be in on it.
Does anybody have they seen dragons with like tags on them? I mean, how do you know that they're owned necessarily, or if they're branded?
Well, it's not that they're branded, it's just that the fact that they're dragons in general. We don't need dragons within our borders.
No, I understand that, but I mean, dragons fly. How do you know that they?
What, did it
Came
fly
here
over
on-
the border? I mean, sure, maybe the biggest one that has been reported flew over here. That could be plausible, but
I mean, another
Sight-
possibility would be something disturbed their nest
well,
and
if
they got chased out.
well, if their nest was disturbed, then they should be stopped. Then they should stop making their nests in our way.
You said Salazad was one of the areas that they were in. Or
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
been spotted.
Salazar is where the site of the
Isn't
where one of the biggest ones was sighted.
Isn't that also the site of that new Beacon of Light thing going on? Or Beacon of Life?
Ah, yes, the Beacon of Life, yeah.
That used to be an arid zone.
It did used to be an air zone, and, well, we've considered taking a team of dwarves over there and digging the place out and wondering what makes it tick. But no, the
Okay,
lizard does.
seriously, is anyone else hearing that?
No. But
The actual fuck is open on my computer.
the actual. The actual lizard folks, they don't want us going around over there. Fucking greedy bastards with their tourism.
Would they want you there if you were Tory? Okay.
They don't want us to remove the mystery behind the Beacon of Life.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be all mysterious.
Anyways, what other leads did you have? You have zookeepers, you have shop owners.
Coloma, there was a sighting, but I wouldn't be surprised if the kobolds were in cahoots with those with the chromatics. Would not be surprised at all, those fucking little lizard folk. And that's pretty much it. So, biggest one that we questioned for shopkeepers was a guy named Paul.
Last name Blart?
No, not Blart. Paul Kilnbeard.
Mhm.
Yep, runs a pet shop here, just a few miles from here, more towards the downtown sector. He didn't tell us anything, even with our zone of truth, but I don't know, maybe he was just being snide and cunning.
Guess we can go give him a checkup.
Maybe something's changed since the last time you talked to him, too.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since we questioned him, so I don't know. Anyway,
speaking
I've
of
got my
being
own zone
miles
of
away,
truth that
though,
might work on him.
hold on, one at a time. Okay, Lucy.
speaking of being miles away, we're gonna need a ride back to our hotel because I don't think we have our car with us unless you towed it over here.
Oh yeah, we should probably I could probably arrange you a ride, yeah. Okay.
Murdoch.
Yeah, now Murdoch.
Oh, I said I've got my own zone of truth that could work on him. Do I have any beer on me? I'll just mumble. It's beer.
The dwarven truth serum.
Gonna hold up a can of
whatever
ale
happened
or
to
something, but I guess I don't just carry that around when I'm being in court.
No, you don't. It's
Yeah,
like
we
one
gotta
of the
get your personal belongings back too, don't we, Murdoch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wish you luck, and like I said, if you manage to bring down the big dogs that are involved in this, not only will you get your pardon, but I will definitely assure that you can get a home here.
Aye, aye. Looking forward to it.
Alright, good luck. And then he just he goes to his computer and starts it up and starts typing, doing police work things. That's it. You guys can leave and get Murdoch's belongings.
Or we could not and just stand here forever. It's up to you.
You could also just stand there forever. But no, we'll skip the boring part of Murdoch getting his belongings back.
Gotta ride back to the hotel.
Gotta ride back to the hotel. Yep.
So we have our car, and I guess I'll look up where the pet shop is on a GPS. Assuming that's what we want to try first.
Yeah. You know those schemes where those people do the thing. Yeah, one of those.
Although, in all honesty, I'm starting to think that whoever decided to hold on to my patron is probably the reason why there's a beacon of life in that Salazar place in the first place, and that might have caused the dragons to move out. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll
Whoa,
check with
that's
the...
main character stuff right
Oh,
there.
oh.
Oh.
Let's go there then.
I mean, it's a big theory, I understand that, but at the same time... anyways.
Well, if we have a chance to solve this crap that's been going on with your patron and the dragons at the same time, that'd be a great payoff.
Okay. So, you guys are gonna have to do a little bit of map searching. Because right now you're in Hebron. And I'm just gonna kind of jerk you all to the continent map here. Not that type of
I thought we
jerking.
still wanted to check the pet shop, though, even though it was...
Is it? Lucy's plan is to check the pet shop. You guys want to do that first?
I thought that was the plan from the get-go.
Oh, well,
That was
okay.
the start.
I misheard then. My bad.
Does Murdoch have the rifle, by the way? Was that ever finished?
Yes, you have your sniper rifle. It was a very long process. It's still not exactly good, but you know, it'll suffice.
It'll work. That'll do. That'll do.
Okay, so the pet shop is located on 473 Clockturn Avenue. It is about an hour from where you guys are. By driving, of course.
Wow, how far was the precinct from the hotel?
Well, Volgarven's a city, not just like a town. You guys were basically on the outskirts.
Yeah, but he said it was only a few miles from the precinct.
Yeah, well, he's a dwarf, so he's a dwarf and he's old, so a few might be, a couple hundred to him, yeah.
Okay.
To a human, that would be like, oh my god, that is so far. So now you being a goblin that would probably seem like an eternal trip.
This is like the pilgrimage my great-great-grandparents would make as their final step in life.
1 hour trip is they began it when they were born. After the hour they died. That's how goblins work.
Yeah. Essentially.
So
We try.
you guys rev up the engines, you got your gear packed. Percival's no longer there, so I'm just going to put him on the GM layer. And you start driving towards the skyscrapers that indicate the downtown section of Volgarven. It's a school day. I should say it's a school night, so you see children walking around, talking with their friends in the suburbs.
Script Percival. We can come back.
Yes, we should. The hell are you on about?
Everyone says get as far away from Percival as possible. Okay.
Okay, fine. Tell us how it is.
Look,
Okay, no.
he lost the responsibility part of great power.
He did. He did lose the responsibility part of great power being a party member. It was entirely his fault, so
Also, I was able to stop whatever sounds I was hearing. I don't know how the hell it happened, but it's stopped now, so
that's good.
it's good. Because it really sounded like some indistinct radio chatter to the point I thought you were playing something on Roll20 for like background noise. I was very confused.
Nope, no background music on Roll20.
Yeah, that was the first thing I checked. So yeah, I went insane for a few minutes, but that's the point. And it's back. Never mind.
No, fantastic.
Good.
So,
I'm try to pay no attention to that.
fantastic. So, you all go into you turn onto the street, and this part of the city, despite being in the suburbs, is really cool. Nice and clean. And Murdoch, to your horror, there are no bars.
Kill me now!
Murdoch, you have like 3 cases in the back still. Calm down.
That's a day's worth. I'll never live.
And indeed, you see the Little Heartstones pet shop.
Oh god.
Heart, not hearth. Heart.
Well, that's just that media thought littlest pet shop.
Yep. Same.
Minus 10 points then.
I don't know any other pet shop names, okay? They're just so tiny and adorable.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh boy.
go in.
Yep.
Go to the pet shop.
You go
Sorry,
in,
first
and what you see is there are a bunch of normal animals that you would expect to see. There are dogs and cats, parrots,
Lava
fish.
monsters.
There are no lava monsters, thankfully,
Damn.
because lava monsters are very, very bad things to keep around. But you do see a rust monster baby.
Bad. No lava on the carpet. Bad.
You do see a rust monster baby in a plastic cage. You see
Oh, that's cute. Make a weapon out of it.
you see a young Gorgon that's just kind of roaming the shop. Oh,
They're
you guys don't know what
nice.
Gorgons are, do you? So anyway, you see a young metallic bull-looking creature that's just kind of roaming the shop.
I mean, I know what a Gorgon is because of Castlevania, but
Well, in character, you don't
in
know.
character, no. It's like, oh god.
So you all see this metallic-looking bull creature. It kind of goes up to you, Saranoff, and sniffs you a little bit. And from the back,
I give it a little pat on the head.
it clings in joy.
This thing is adorable.
Let's get it.
I'll hold my hands out for it to hop onto my hands.
It's not that little. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's about as
I
tall
don't
as
know
you
how-
are.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's about as big as I am. Shit.
Well, goblins are like what, 2.5 feet tall?
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah. So it's about 2.5 feet tall.
Okay, so I like. Is there like a manager nearby or like a clerk nearby?
Well, as the Gorgon metallic bull jumps in joy, you hear like a noise from the back, kind of a clanging sound of something being dropped. Oh yes, is there someone there?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, hello. You see a door open up that was a door behind the counter open up. Ah, yes, what can I get for you?
we're just looking around. Can you tell us what this is?
Ah, yes, that is a Gorgon.
It's adorable.
Ah, yes, he's quite adorable. Unfortunately, I won't be able to keep him much longer. I'll have to take him home and raise him with his parents. But for now...
He's not for sale?
No, he's not for sale.
Life is
Aw.
cruel.
Yes, no, but... there is a ranch on the southern outskirts of town where you can probably ask for one.
Can you like give us the location of that ranch?
Sure. Just let me pull it up here on my phone.
God, thank you. And it like takes the location.
Yep.
puts in notes of
It is on Woodstilt Drive, and he tells you that there's kind of a dirt road that seems a little out of place, and it kind of leads off a branch of the highway. And you have to continue. There will be an intersection, a four-way intersection, and when you go there, you want to make a left. And just keep going there for about another half hour or so.
Do they have any more unusual creatures there too, or just
Oh yeah, they have
mostly
owls. They have owls, scorpions.
Owls are unusual to you? Okay.
They have owls, scorpions. They do have a pseudo dragon.
Ooh.
Yep.
What color is the pseudo dragon?
It is gold.
Okay. Looking
Let's
around,
have
are
them
there
for
any
something in a
like
green color.
are they like are there any that are my color? There you go. There's a Sora will even say this to the shopkeepers, like no, looking for something to like match my color scheme.
What is Soranut's color scheme? Just green?
Green.
Okay.
He wears green and shades of brown. He is green and wears shades of brown. That's his standard
Okay, so kind of
attire.
basically like an earthy color. Earthy
Oh, yeah.
colors, okay.
Okay.
Well, the token just had... oh, yeah, I can see the scarf now. Okay, I thought... okay. Let's see. Do I have anything in green and brown? Can't say I do, friend. Can't say I do. Although I do have I do have rats that are brown, and I guess you could paint them green, and then you'd have a green-brown mouse and rats.
Maybe another time. But yeah. What just like looks around the shop is like, what are all of your like exotic creatures? If you don't mind me asking, there's like, just like give me an idea of what all you have here that's not in a normal pet shop.
Oh, I see. Exotic creatures.
Yeah,
Okay,
just,
well, I mean, some people like to raise shriekers. I have a couple of those, but they're in the back. Gotta...
What
I
else
don't
you
even
got in
hear
the back? I'm not just looking for myself, it's like looking for friends too, just they really like seeing stuff that you don't see anywhere else. I've got money, I assure you. I'm sure I can pay most of the prices.
Ah, okay, well... I don't have anything too exotic, no.
Okay.
I mostly keep things that people can actually keep in their house. The little tyke there is just there until I take him back to the ranch.
Do you do dealings with any other ranchers?
I do a couple. Sometimes I find an animal and I take it to the zoo. They have a few creatures of the Underdark lurking around there too. And if you're looking for truly exotic pets, then yeah, your best bet is probably to go into the mountain homes, because the mountain homes can take you directly into the Underdark itself, where you can see, the leftovers of the Drow Empire and all the creatures that they abandoned.
Oh, kind of sad.
It is quite sad, but just make sure you keep your eyes out for driders.
Striders.
Driders, yeah, they're
I
half
assume
woman, half woman, half
some sort of
spider.
spider. He's like,
Hmm.
she's like, I assume it's some sort of spider.
Yep, half woman, half spider. Basically, you picture the abdomen and legs of a spider, and then the torso and up of a drow woman.
So like a super freaky centaur.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, you mentioned rats, huh?
Yeah, I have a rat or two. You want one? It's only 50 credits.
Sure thing.
Gonna keep it
Okay.
in your beard.
No, you'll see.
Murdoch, you now
Oh,
have a
God.
rat.
All right.
It's a friendly
And
little
you
guy.
said the ranch has the owls?
Oh, hold on. Actually, Murdoch, make a animal handling check.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh.
As you try to pick it up, each time you try to pick it up, it snaps at you and bites you.
Aye, little guy. I'm your friend. Come on.
And you're gonna be spending a few minutes doing that. Lucy, what was your question?
You said there was owls at the ranch. That means you don't have any here?
Oh, no, there's one right in the corner there. You see a bird cage with an owl, a great horned owl, just kind of sleeping.
A horned owl, then?
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
great horned owl.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do they have different species of owl in the ranch area, or are they all about the
some
same?
ranches keep some barn owls around.
Okay. I'll hold off and see
Are
if
you
the ranch
planning to
has
get
the
an
other
owl?
kind of owl then. Yes, I want to buy an owl.
God damn it. Why do you have to copy me? Why do you think I bought this rat? To befriend an owl.
The fuck is? Did you guys synchronize pets?
To be fair, I asked in whispering long before you mentioned the rat.
Oh no.
You did, yes, but that was a whisper. You guys synchronized pets.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Sorna doesn't have a. So you mind telling me a bit more about this thing? Just like references to the Gorgon in front of him. It's like I'm really interested in getting one once we get to the ranch, and just like curious like what all it does.
Yeah, certainly. Let me go grab the monster manual.
Oh, thank you very much. I assume Sin is actually.
Man, that's very immersive.
I assume, like in game, what's happening is he just like legitimately pulls out this giant book covered in dust.
Yeah, too bad it's not in alphabetical order or anything easy like that.
Yeah, it's almost like they made it to be inconvenient. At least that's how it feels.
The fudge.
You good? You good there, Sin?
Ah, god dang it. So, fun fact. I have no idea where my monster manual is.
They have metallic scales.
What happened while I was gone looking for my manual?
We were all
just
talking about
saying
you
what
going
we think
off
is
and
happening
finding
in character.
Yep.
Oh, they like the gore.
Oh, so you all just opened the monster manual. Okay.
I can give you the link if you.
No. I'll just skip the part of describing them then.
I actually could not find it. I just found a little page that has its abilities.
Yeah, okay. Well,
But yeah, so just like
Yeah,
If
you
it's so
guys.
out of character, it happens, and then you'll tell me later, or I'll look it up later.
Okay, so well, since you didn't look it up like a good player. Anyway, Gorgons have. So basically, what you have here is a very tough bull. Okay, the dwarves and Drow of the Underdark, and even the Svirfneblin, they like to use Gorgons to haul goods throughout throughout the depths. And one thing about them is they can petrify you with a breath.
Oh, interesting. So, Sarda has a plan. He's gonna name his Gorgon Mopedius.
I see exactly what your plan is.
He is my analog mount.
Do we have room in the van for this?
He'll be pulling the van when we run out of gas.
Oh, okay.
But when
What
he-
are you gonna do with him in the meantime?
I'm probably gonna get like one of those. They probably will even have them at the ranch. You know, like those animal haulers you can like hook up on the back of a truck or something.
They probably do.
It's like, I'll even ask him now. It's like, so you know, it's like, we drive around, and this Gorgon is the size that could fit into a car easily. Do they have like specific haulers for them?
Oh yeah, they have large animal haulers.
That's what I assumed, but you know, just always gotta make sure.
Yeah, it's gonna run you a few thousand credits though.
How much is a few thousand? I've got some to spare if that's just.
How much money do you have over there?
It's gonna
We all
cost.
have a few thousand credits.
No,
You guys
I
have
only
about
have 1,000.
You guys have about 1,000 credits, not
Oh.
a few thousand.
Sorry, yeah, no, still 1,300. We still have money.
You have. It's gonna cost you about 5,500 credits for a Gorgon of decent size and for the hauler itself.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else I can help you with today?
Just we've been looking around. There's some odd reports recently, and we're just looking around, making sure everything was good with the town. We're here on the name of the police chief.
Oh yeah, they came by. They came by and questioned me too.
Yeah, no, it's like we didn't come here with ill intention. Just making sure everything's good.
Yeah, everything's on the up and up. I got my license. I got my license up to date. My stock is definitely not stocking dragons, although they. Man, the Asimar, I don't know who questioned me, but the Asimar there really wanted to try to insinuate that I stock dragons.
Well,
I know better than to do that.
yeah.
Now, I'm sure you're an honest businessman, but is there any word that you would know of people that deal more in like a black market type situation for animals?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I told the police about that too. Yeah, you're probably going to want to go to either the western outskirts and suburbs, or again, you're going to want to go into the mountain homes and travel into the rich parts of the depths to
Alright,
look
so
there.
It sounds like mountain homes are a good place to start then.
Far over the misty mountain homes.
Alright, thank you very much for your assistance.
Yeah, no problem. Alright, come on, little clanker. Time for food. He pats his thigh, and the baby Gorgon goes over to him.
Sornat pulls up just animal prices, looks for what it would be to get like a Gorgon calf, because I know it's like a good sized Gorgon would be.
Yeah, Gorgon calf is 1,500.
Alright, that's more manageable for current budget, yeah.
And plus, you don't have to get the hauler then.
Yeah, it's like
You can just take Percival's spot in the cab.
Exactly. And I mean, technically, I think if me and if me, yeah, if me and Murdoch sat in the back, I think we could fit Calf in it. It's a 5-seater technically, I think.
Yeah, technically. I mean, we'll worry about that once Percival returns. But for now, you do have the space in the back for a baby Gorgon.
Haha.
Alrighty, let's head to that ranch.
I'm willing to give you a few credits towards it if you really need a baby bull, but
We do.
Okay. So after we exit the shop, Sorna diverges his plan. It's like, okay, so you know how fuel's an issue? You know how I've been training for like mounted combat for those situations? Well, instead of having to waste a bunch of fuel during combat, I'm gonna have a baby Gorgon.
I like your way of thinking. I can hunt for food, I can't hunt for fuel.
Exactly. It's like,
Well, actually, I fucking
Food.
can, rolling a 20 finding a gas station.
You did roll 20 on finding a gas station. You can literally hunt for food, yeah, or fuel, yes.
well,
honest question though, is $1,500 for a Gorgon actually worth? Is that actually going to save us money versus, finding a gas station every so often?
Sorna is saying in case we go into an area where there aren't as many towns.
Or a place where that would be inaccessible by Jeep. The one thing you gotta worry about with a Gorgon is you would be assuming that due to their metal hide, they would be heavy, and so taking them into the sand would not be a good idea.
Well, it's like, exactly. It's like, if we go to the more arid areas, we can find some. Sorna probably has a distant cousin that could take care of the Gorgon for a week, maybe. If not, we can pay for something.
Yeah?
And then,
You're going to waste all of your life savings from the drug thing in order to buy that and boarding.
yes. See, now I am becoming honest man. No need to keep dirty money on me.
he's got a point. It's a good idea to get rid of dirty money.
It's not like, and he's just pulling this term out. It's not likely that he actually knows this term or knows exactly what it means, but he's like, it's not like we're getting the money laundered. We might as well just get rid of it.
You would know what money laundering is.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, but he's saying it as a goblin.
Oh, yeah.
It is like,
A good
don't
barn
need it.
owl. A good barn owl will get you like will be like 100 credits. Sorry to interrupt you. And you guys,
Okay,
you
if
guys
I
want
can
owls.
buy an owl, I want the owl.
you
Because
can
I'm
have
trying
owl.
to make well, it's going to be a faux familiar, but that's basically what I'm doing with this owl.
I just want an owl. And defeated a rat.
So you're not keeping the rat for long, you're not going to stay attached to it and name it?
It's bitten me like 10 times already. It's a little asshole.
What? Okay. So can we name the rat Percival so you feel even better about feeding
Oh
it to
my,
him?
you are brilliant. Pure genius. First the bowl, now this. Soranot,
If
you
only
get
if
one full case of my beer.
Wow. That is very high praise from Murdoch.
Sorna actually like pulls his heart. He looks like he's gonna tear for one. It's like, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. And what were you gonna say, Sin? Before?
I said if inspiration could be, I mean, I could do inspiration multiple times, but I think that could be easily abused considering how generous I am with it. So, you know what? Just double inspiration, okay? Roll 3, take highest one on whenever you decide to use your inspiration.
Okay.
Man, we already have inspiration from the roleplay of...
That's what he was saying. He's like, now it's
Yeah.
3 dice.
Just for you, though.
The trick is to use up all your inspiration on really stupid pranks and then still roll below 10 on all of them.
You did
Yeah.
do that. You did do that.
You could have done the animal handling thing and see what kind of result would that have been.
Oh,
but-
I'm out until that.
Oh yeah.
No, you have
So-
inspiration.
Huh? Oh,
You
yeah.
haven't-
Everyone got inspiration for the
For the roleplay, yeah.
because we actually did it compared to someone.
Oh, gotcha. Well, my plan was defeated anyway, so I wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
Make...
Yeah, even in your pocket, you can, even in your, like, wherever you're storing it, you can feel it moving around.
It's
And
making
trying to
a nest
escape.
in his beard.
Oh, do I have trail mix on me?
You probably have rations, and you can shove a ration in its face to keep it quiet.
Yeah. I'll give it its last meal.
Oh, God!
Speaking of last meals, does anyone else here watch Cyanide and Happiness?
No.
So they had a comic recently where it's like this really old dude was getting sent to the chair and he's like, "What do you want your last meal to be?" A giant bag of corn. Like they literally shove a funnel in his mouth and like fill him with corn.
Oh, okay.
And then they set off the chair and then starts popping popcorn.
That is fucking devious.
I knew that was the punchline too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright,
Yeah,
you
no,
guys discuss stuff.
It's a
I'm gonna
very
be right
obvious
back.
punchline. but it's
Refilling my
great.
water and stuff.
I have
Last
not seen
time.
that one.
Wasn't it? Yeah, no, it's a. I think it's what it is called the last meal. Pretty good. It's not the most recent one, but it's one of the more recent ones. It's like you've redeemed yourself in the eyes of God. I wish there was a way we could save you. Are you sure about your last meal? It's like that. It's good times.
So where are we going first? I'm thinking the mountains and then
I
I
thought
the
we were
desert.
gonna go to the ranch and try buying an owl.
I mean,
No, after
I
the
thought-
ranch, of
Well,
course.
no, it's like I was gonna ask if the ranch and the mountains were in the same direction. Actually, was what I was gonna do. Because if they're in the same direction,
You'll have to ask in. Well, what
That's
was the
one thing.
directions for the? Oh, that was just Woodstill Drive. He didn't say if it was to the west.
yeah, exactly. He didn't say where it is. He would have just gave a location.
Okay.
But it's just like if both are in the same direction, then we go in that direction. Otherwise, I say that we go to the ranch first. On the main reason being, we're about to go into mountains, and I don't think we have all-terrain wheels on this Jeep. And if we do, they still might not do good on mountains. And Gorgons are known to be hauling animals for two very mountainous races.
Now, if it's a baby Gorgon, though, how much can that pull versus the full-size one?
The baby one can at least hold, I'd assume, if at highest it is supposed to pull like a large, like at biggest size it's supposed to pull large packs of people, or like large packs of things. It should be able to pull at least a cart full of us, which is what we need it for, because we can park the Jeep, take the keys with us, and then if it gets stolen, we can just steal another Jeep eventually.
Yeah, those
yes,
are
we are
good.
doing cops' work here by stealing more stuff. Yeah.
Perfect.
We are a very neutral party. I think that is something that we stay good at, is staying just around neutral the whole way through.
Yeah, I would definitely say chaotic neutral would be this party right now. With plans of getting a Gorgon so that in case your Jeep goes missing, you could just steal another one. Very Grand Theft Auto thinking.
It's what we got, man.
It is. So, where you all heading?
But okay, so
Ranch.
I think I asked, but I don't know if I got an answer. Are the ranch and the mountains in the same direction?
They are not. No, the mountain homes are to the west, while the ranch is on the southern outskirts of the town.
Okay, so let's hit up the ranch first, then.
All right,
Yep.
you
I
guys
think
drive.
that's what we agreed on, guys. Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so you follow the directions, and indeed, after driving on the dirt road that was indicated for half an hour, You see a bunch of rolling hills and, tree and forests in the surrounding area. You see a small house that is on the border of a very large fence. And you see quite a few barns within this fence, and that's just from what your eyes can see at the moment. This is a very large ranch. And you do indeed see some of the gorgons that were mentioned. They're roaming about.
Alright, so just goes up to the ranch.
Right? By the way, it is getting about sunset right now in
Alright.
game.
Alrighty.
So is there like a little area that's designated for parking on the ranch, or is it just like,
There is not, no.
okay, so like parks outside of the ranch and see
Yeah.
if there's like anyone open or available?
Oh, you see a light on in the house. The house that's on the ranch's fence border.
Well, yeah, it's like park outside of the gate of the ranch, just not trying to be rude.
Yeah.
Because we're about to try and do business with them.
Can I check the area to make sure where we parked isn't like the track area where they like to stampede or anything?
Soronauts did indeed park it in a place where the Gorgons are not going to stampede and destroy the Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like just making sure. That is a good thing to make sure of. There's always a chance.
Hey man, your Gorgons just destroyed our Jeep. I guess you gotta pay us now, with maybe one of them or two.
God dang, that's...
We get like a Gorgon
You
pull
get out of the
shirt.
Jeep and you realize you parked on railroad tracks.
So now Lily
yes.
just becomes like a chariot master with Gorgons. I actually love that idea. Waiter.
Later, yes. So
And end game.
you go up to the door and knock?
Yes.
Alright, it's a simple wooden house, which is quite serious. It's quite a serious thing considering that they're dealing with a lot of metallic creatures.
Right.
But you knock on the door and you hear a voice from inside say, "Who is it?"
We're people looking at getting a Gorgon. Recommended by the pet shop that is currently taking care of a Gorgon for you.
Alright, talking about Paul.
Yes, I think that was his name.
Oh, okay, just let me let you in then.
Thank you.
And you hear several clicks, and the door opens. And the one opening the door is a dwarven lady. Her beard is magnificent, and she keeps her actual hair in like a hairnet. And she's also wearing an evening gown, complete with bunny slippers. Yes, what you want?
Sorry for if we bothered you at a bad time, but I'm really excited about trying to get a Gorgon after meeting the one in the shop, and I was hoping to raise one of my own. So if you have like a Gorgon calf,
A Gorgon calf? Ah, yes, we have plenty of Gorgon calves.
And how about barn owls?
Ah, we have some owls that occasionally roam the area. We don't personally raise them, but we also don't kill them.
could we get one of each then?
Well, actually, 2 owls,
Two
I
owls.
think.
Well, sorry, 2 owls and one Gorgon calf.
Alright, well, like I said, we don't own the owls, they just come around, so if you wanna try to set up at night and maybe, catch yourself an owl.
Okay.
But, yes, 1,500 for the Gorgon calf. I think we have
pulls
some.
out all
Come.
of the money that he has, which is
Sarnod, how shy are you from that amount?
I'm shy by, I want to say about 400, just about, because about around 100 creds worth during the shopping raid last week? Yeah. So I'm 400 short.
I'll pitch in 200.
Yeah, I'll do the 300.
Well, no, I'm 400 short. So you both pitch.
Yeah, I know, but you'll need money left over for other shopping too. So have 100 for,
Okay.
you know,
Thanks.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looks at all your money and then she goes, "Okay, well, follow me." And she
Is
takes
she-
you out. What?
I thought she was like beckoning us to come into her house. I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah, she is.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It
And
looks.
then you lead to the ranch part.
It does. It looks very pretty inside too. Nice hardwood floors. Basically, a house from the. Basically, you've stepped into a house from real life 1950s. Except they also have a flat screen TV, surround sound speakers. This fridge is a smart fridge.
Damn, the 1950s.
Yeah, yeah. But everything else is like the 1950s. And she does lead you out to the ranch, and
They call it rustic.
she just opens her arms, motioning to the entire pasture that you. It goes on for at least a mile. Okay, go on, pick one.
All right. So looks at all the gorgons.
There are
Okay, wait.
many gorgons.
All right. So like, what would I have to do to like look at them and just get like a good idea of which ones look healthy, which ones look sickly?
You know what? Give me an animal handling check.
I can. Animal handling is a skill I have.
All right, Murdoch, you wanna examine too?
Gorgons? Sure.
Yeah, give me an animal handling check for yourself as well then.
Oh.
Murdoch
I kinda
goes
wanted
over.
that owl.
Murdoch goes
Why is
over.
there gold-plated gorgon among the.
He doesn't get a gold-plated gorgon, but he does find one with a very nice sheen. And it looks healthy. It's playing around with its parents, and he goes up to it, holds his hand out to it. It slowly comes over to him. Murdoch, how do you pet it?
I'll put my left hand over on it, and I'll kind of guide it towards Soronot in the meantime. Here, buddy. Come on.
Oh yeah, it is loving your petting, and it is going towards Soronot.
And sort
Is this Soronot's calf, right? Not Murdoch's.
Yes,
Murdoch may have
Oh, no,
stolen his
motherfucker.
calf.
when the gorgon comes over to Soronot just like starts petting it, is like, "Hey, Mopedius."
It clinks around in joy at your petting it, and it even looks at you, Lucina, with a curious look in its face.
Pet me or die.
I'm afraid to be bucked, really, but
Bucked, it's not. It's like half Soronot's size.
okay, I'm afraid to be. Well, does it still have the horns?
Well, of course, it still has the horns, yeah, but
Then I'm gonna be afraid that I'll get gored or something.
it's still looking at you with a curious look.
Okay, I'll pet it.
Motions.
It
Come on.
it clinks around in joy at you petting it.
Ha ha.
And
Soronot is very happy by all this.
and the dwarvish lady, she says something in dwarvish that Lucy and Soronot
know.
won't understand. Oh, you do? You
Yes.
have dwarvish?
I do have dwarvish.
Soronot, do you not have dwarvish, or do you have
No.
dwarvish?
Let me check. Let me make sure. That might have been a thing that happened when we said, "Hey guys, is there like a language that we all know?" Let me make sure.
I could have sworn you did, but
I might. Let me check my actual character sheet because I never added languages to the Roll-21. So
Yeah, might be a good thing to do that at some point.
yeah, I mean, I will. Just I didn't even realize there was a section on there.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of an
do
out of the
not know
way.
Dwarvish.
It's kind of an out of the way section.
Yeah, I do not have Dwarvish, so I will not understand it.
I actually have to look if Gorgons even understand languages. Does not. Okay, well,
I doubt it can speak, but maybe you can understand common.
doesn't. It does not, sadly.
See, she worded off of the Orcish syllables, so that's why her voice sounds so weird when she speaks Dwarvish.
And the Catholics kind of sadly towards its parents, but the parents they kind of nudge it forward towards you three.
Aw.
Oh, Murdoch will walk towards the parents then, and he'll pat them on the head and say, "You did a good job raising this one." In Dwarvish.
They clink around happily.
Yeah.
And I'll turn to the lady and I'll say, can you at least show us where the owls like to hang out the most? Like which barn?
She motions her arms again, indicating the entire field.
You don't know where their nest might be?
No,
They fly around?
they just fly around. They take care of the mice and rats and whatnot.
Okay.
Right?
And
you don't mind if we set up a spot for them to track for the night?
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Just make sure it's done by morning.
Of course, of course.
All right.
No, we'll try.
All right, you set up a spot to lure in a couple owls. Murdoch, you have your rat as bait. It has bitten you a couple more times.
I don't have a rat, but can I try using the crackers from one of my Lunchable packs?
Sure.
Okay.
Instead of trail rations, we now have Lunchables.
Yes, we've had this from the first arc. I keep buying them every time we stop at a Walmart.
Stone Mart.
Stone Mart. My bad.
Actually, I should just call it Dwarf Mart. That's similar. Fuck it, it's now all called Dwarf Mart. And night descends upon you within a couple hours. It's peaceful and it's quiet. And I would like perception checks.
For some reason, I'm looking at the ground to see if an owl's coming out of the ground.
Ah, yes, the infamous ground owls. One of the many flying beasts of the depths. You do not see any owls, Lucy, and as for you, Murdoch, how give me like an intelligence check to determine how well you built this lure of yours.
Yeesh. I'm inspirationing it.
Okay. Let's see what you get. Okay, yeah, you built that thing pretty well. Alright, Lucy, what about yours? Give me an intelligence check to see how well your lure is built. Okay, yeah, that's good.
We both made the same type of trap.
Yep.
Fucking look over and copied mine.
Yeah, as you were making yours, you occasionally saw Lucy glancing at you but she would whistle innocently.
Yep. Okay.
And make me animal handling checks now.
Okay. This is where I want to use inspiration. I think. Oh.
Murdoch, you do have you both do get owls. All right, you hear swoops coming down. Murdoch, the owl attempts to take your rat from the lure,
Mm-hmm.
but you kind of have it like on a little leash. So as the owl tries to fly off with it, it face plants.
Quality.
And as for you,
Ugh.
Lucy, your owl does the same thing, but you use a little bit of your magic and you patch the owl. You make the owl feel better about itself, and then it kind of looks at you curiously. And Murdoch, yours looks at you curiously as well.
Sornot looks at the owls curiously.
Murdoch will take the rat in his palm and kind of slowly inch it towards the owl.
The owl looks at you, looks at the rat, looks back at you. He's on a horse. And then he eats the rat.
God damn it.
Thankfully, somebody knows that reference.
I got the reference. Not the original reference, but I've seen like it made before. Similar fashion.
Wow. Can anyone hear my rain?
No. Well, you guys are lucky you have rain. I have freaking hail, rain, everything.
You're like a state away from me. How do you not have rain?
It's been gloomy and it was raining
Because
earlier,
it's-
but nothing heavy.
See,
Our fucked up lakes turn our rain into all three of the water types.
here
That's true, yeah.
here we have the issue of one other kind of thing where it's raining but it's still bright as hell, so you're just confused the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen here. Yeah, usually if it rains here, there's no such thing as sun.
Here it's fucking sunny with lightning, snow, hail, and rain all at the same time.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Welcome to Florida.
But yeah,
If you've ever been curious.
Murdoch, the owl does indeed take your rat and kind of goes over to you and stays with you.
-1 rat in inventory.
So add an owl to your inventory. What would you like to name him?
I'll think on it.
You'll think on it. Okay. What about you, Lucy?
That's a long name, Murdoch.
Melina?
Relina?
-5 points.
Oh yeah, Alice here. Why not?
Alice here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there we go. You guys now have owls. Obviously, Relina is very affectionate towards you, Lucy, and she accepts your Lunchables gift wholeheartedly, and she likes the fact that you've given her so much attention in just these 5 seconds.
And are they considered ours now, or are we gonna have to spend so much time before we can actually trust them to be at our command?
You're gonna have to spend a bit of time with them, probably making animal handling checks every week or so.
Okay.
Who knew owls like Lunchables more than rats?
It all depends on how they're presented, Mr. -1 charisma?
Yep.
Okay.
With our new buddies in tow, it sounds like that we need to go on a road trip.
It is time to do a road trip.
A bonding road trip to the mountains.
So as you guys, before you guys completely depart though, you do hear some stomping going around in the fields.
is there clinking along with the stomping?
Yes,
Okay.
but it does not. There's a lot of clinking though. It's very. It does sound like there's a stampede.
Oh shit. Does it sound like it's getting louder?
It's all around you. You do hear wood crashing in the distance.
So guys, do we run or do we stay still and hope it doesn't go on us, just around us?
Any hiding spots around?
You're in a wide open field.
I go
dig a
invisible.
Okay, that sounds like a
How does
Minecraft
being-
tactic. Make a strength check to dig a hole.
How does being invisible help you here? I'm actually curious.
They can't see me.
All right,
I'll probably still get hit, but they can't see me, so.
you guys see Murdoch trying to dig a hole.
Did Sora not
just-
ever get me my shovel?
Nope.
God.
You
Yep.
never asked for your shovel.
Talking with the people and you got us in more trouble. I was like, hey, buddy, you should get a shovel on the way back.
I would have given you the... Bring it up more than once.
Bring it up more than once. Okay, well, Murdoch just starts punching the ground.
I was really hoping for that to be a nat 20, just to...
What are you doing there?
Infestation. I was gonna, if they get too close, I'll try to chase them the other way. With fleas.
Well, you do see a... You do see something that looks like a tail in your dark vision.
Sorna gets on top of Lopetius, wraps his arms around Lopetius.
And who speaks Draconic?
Me.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I'm just a simple dwarf with simple languages.
I'm guessing you two only have common in your racial language then?
Yep.
Okay.
Might have one other.
Oh boy. Guys, I'm hearing a dragon. Or, well, draconic at least.
Oh,
And-
It says it loves the taste of metal.
Oh god.
As you guys are talking, indeed,
Fuck.
a big dragon does enter your dark vision.
Is it green?
Well, unfortunately,
tell on
because
dark
it's dark vision,
Oh yeah,
you
that's
cannot
right,
tell.
That's right. It's dark vision. You can't tell.
Can I cast light on it?
You want to cast light on the dragon?
Right on his
Yes.
fucking nose.
Okay, you cast light on
Turn
the...
off the green.
Cast
Okay.
it directly on the dragon's eyeball. That's the solution here.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, you wanna get up that close to the dragon to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a touch spell?
It is a touch spell.
Okay, never mind then. Don't listen to me. That's a
I
horrible
could
idea.
have sworn it was, you could shoot it like 10 feet or something. But, okay.
But yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
I
It hasn't. It's not turning towards you though. I should
It's
say
gonna
it
kill
has
you.
entered your dark vision.
Oh, okay. So
So you're like behind it, and you hear the clanking of metal, and it is. As you're seeing it move, you're figuring that it's fighting something.
Do we have a clear path back to the home to let the lady know that there's possibly a dragon there, or...
You see a light turn on in the home, and you hear, "Oi! Get your fucking wings off my lawn! Whatever's out there! Get off my
get
lawn!"
off my lawn. 10 out of 10. Get off
Oh,
my
I need to
lawn.
hear that in the Grampyson voice.
Hey! Get your shit off my lawn, you damn thing! And you do see the dragon just kind of leap out of your dark vision. And then you hear the flapping of wings as they retreat.
Mm.
Okay.
Murdoch rushes over to where the dragon was.
I bet I don't have a tracking spell, do I?
You do see some blood And you see also some metal plating lying on the ground.
Oh, that son of a bitch. Guys, I think he ate one of the Gorgons.
Are there any scales left on the ground by any chance? Like dragon scales? Or was
No,
it
no
basically just he
scales.
massacred some Gorgons and left?
It was basically the Gorgon massacre, yeah. You guys don't see any corpses, though. Just some blood and some metallic plating.
The dragon's still within sight.
No.
Does the... How much do we know about green dragons?
Well, you guys didn't learn a lot about dragons. You just know that they love to spew poison.
Okay. Do we smell
And-
like... Is that just like an in general dragon fact in this world, or is that a green dragon fact specifically?
Green dragon.
Okay. Is there any like... I don't know if poison has like... Especially with dragon, if there's any like abundant smell for poison.
You don't smell any poison.
Okay. That is a sign, at least.
Anyway,
Or it's
the...
just a dragon.
We know it's
Get the shit
both
out of it.
draconic. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And that... Are there any claw marks in the ground?
There are...
How big?
They're pretty big. I would say that if you were to
Bigger than
compare it to a
sword shot?
Yes. If you were to compare it to a monster size, they were gargantuan.
Oh, God.
Let's
Okay.
not fuck with that. Okay, go on.
So hey guys, we found the biggest one that was brought here.
The ranch lady goes over to you and she's like, "What? Oh, what the fuck is this?"
Dragon.
A dragon? Well, I could believe that given how large the claw marks are, but... My fucking gorgons!
I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything against that. That's fucking terrifying.
Yes, it looks like it was. Oh, my precious gorgons. Why would a dragon attack it? Maybe it was an owlbear.
He said he liked the taste of metal.
That sadistic fuck.
Sort of just a laugh, but
Well.
I'll help you take care of this. Don't worry. I'll bury them.
Bury
Nothing to
what?
bury.
The metal,
the metal
parts.
plates.
Oh.
I
Gonna
can
leave his
take it.
skin flapping about.
I can take care of that myself.
Alrighty.
You all can go now, I think.
Oh, okay.
I want to round up my gorgons.
Might be wise to install a few cameras here, just in case this happens again.
Yeah.
Guess we'll go.
Alright, and you leave. And now you all drive to the mountain homes. There are many forests and a couple towns that you go through. You resupply. But they're nothing noteworthy. When you get to the mountain homes, however, you have little Mopedius and Relina and Alasir in tow. And the trails look like they were meant to be carved for vehicles. But Soranot, you know better in your mind. These don't look... It's not looking too friendly. Like, basically the bare minimal friendly. Like, you give that firm handshake before you call them a cunt in your mind.
Yeah. So Sorna slows down for a moment and just looks to everyone and is like, alright, so this is gonna suck a lot. So, this road sucks.
How much further up the mountain? I mean, can we just walk the rest of the way? I mean, you'll have
How
Mopius,
close are we
but
to the top of the mountain, or at least to like where we were told to?
You're about halfway up, and the fortunate
How
thing
long-
is, the fortunate thing is, you can maybe about maybe a couple hundred feet up, about 200 feet up, you do see that they are there are houses built into the side now.
Okay, so we are going to see how much farther we can drive up the mountain. It's gonna be really, really rough.
It is
Might
really
have-
rough.
I might have to like keep it sustained. So just hold on to your stuff. Murdoch, if there are any empty glass bottles in the car, throw them out now. Because otherwise they're gonna be in somebody's feet or in somebody's
There is an
face.
alternative here.
And that is
We can walk.
we can. But okay, so we're about halfway up the mountain, right?
Yeah.
How long was the first half of the mountain drive-wise?
It was about 45 minutes. But you also had to,
Alright.
because it wasn't just like a straight zigzag.
Oh yeah, no.
It was
I
a
didn't expect it
very
to be a straight
it was a very winding path, but
Okay, so is there any like good like pull off the quote unquote road close by that would be like not a steep hill?
not yet, no. The
Okay.
the closest thing would be the couple hundred feet up to get to the settlements.
All right. So
All right. Well, Murdoch will assist Sorna in this drive.
in not wanting to park the car in the middle of the road because we're not those kind of assholes.
oh, you mean like my road? Okay.
So we're just gonna keep driving, and if we see some place that we can turn off and park the car, then we'll start walking. Otherwise, we're just gonna see if we can actually get up to that place.
It takes
out of
you
Oh, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll cuz you're being careful enough to not need one. Yeah, with you and Murdoch, you're able to put your brains together and navigate up to this inn where it has an actual parking garage built into the mountain.
Perfect.
Aye, this is my type of garage here.
Okay, so
It's-
what's the price? What's the price on the parking garage, if there is one?
It is 3 credits a day.
Is it free if we like check out after the first day? Or like
It is
out
free.
within how many hours?
It is free if you stay at the inn for
Oh, okay.
let's make it a 35 credit night.
Okay, guys. So, do we need to rest at the inn?
Murdoch will look at the owls, actually. See if they're a little sleepy.
They hoot.
I see. I think we're fine.
Okay. So, how long do you guys think we'll be here? And just general idea so that we know if it's going to be cheaper to stay at the inn anyway.
How much was the inn again?
35 credit night. 3 per day on the parking garage.
So that's suggesting that we'll be in this area for longer than 11 days.
Which might
Well,
not
if you
matter
stay at
on
the
how-
inn, well, you're staying, at an actual room.
Yeah, it also means that at least at the start and possibly at the end. So, yeah, I don't know what I was going to ask. Never mind.
Let's
So,
go.
is it like a 35 credit night? Like, we have the room for however many nights that we buy for, and that we can just come in and use the night whenever? Or,
Basically, you would have to reserve the room in advance for however long you want to stay. Basically
Okay,
like a
so-
typical inn.
yeah, okay. All right.
Can we extend our stay though?
Oh, yes. Yes, you
What I'm
probably...
asking is, like, if we went in and we bought, like, a 35 credit night, and we sit, and then I said, "It's like, all right, we're gonna go up to those mountains. Can you keep a room reserved for us for when we get back?
Uh,
Is that a thing that could be negotiated without paying for all the days in between?"
as you're asking this, Murdoch leaves the Jeep and charges into the inn.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's.
I mean, I assume this is like we're all in the inn, and
Yeah, it's built into the mountain.
Sornot's asking like the
Oh,
the
you're asking the
manager
clerk.
or
Okay.
someone.
Yeah.
Not even asking out of character. Sornot's literally just going out like, okay, so we're going up to the mountains to look for stuff. We don't know how long we're going to be up there, but we're probably going to want a room when we come back since we're walking up the mountain.
The clerk, who is a female dwarf with a nice beard, she is chewing gum and reading a magazine, and she goes, yeah, you could do that.
Okay. So then Sornot looks to Lucy and Murdoch is like, all right, so do we want to stay here tonight, or do we want to just get started and then pay for the room for when we get back?
Get started and pay.
Okay. Sornot hands over 35 credits and says, like, all right, so this will be for a room whenever we get back for a night.
Oh, okay, dearie.
Okay.
She just keeps chewing her gum and reading her magazine.
Does Sornot get like a receipt or something similar to one?
No, I think you just lost 35 credits.
Which room let's see. Which room do you want to reserve? We got many features in this cuz we're able to just keep building rooms into the mountain.
Right.
Is this actually a popular type hotel? Like, it seems like it would be hard to get a room reserved again.
It is a lot bigger than you'd given it credit for from the outside.
Sornot asks for a window room since he's accommodating for the 2 people with owls.
Windowed room. Okay. Let's see. How about room 13 then?
Okay, room 13.
Not a big fan of that number, but all right.
She types in the reservation, she prints out a receipt, and she hands it to you, Soranot.
Okay.
And it does indeed have a note of special condition. You paid in advance and would like the room when you do indeed return from the mountain home.
Out of character, there is actually a room 13. This isn't one of those trick questions, right?
There is no room 408. But yes.
No, in all honesty, they don't have room 13s in a hotel. It goes
that's
12, 14.
That's floor, I thought.
Yeah, that's floor.
Oh, is it floor? I thought it was rooms too. All right.
I don't know. Either way, that's stupid superstition, and so that doesn't apply to this world.
Okay, just checking.
I swear, if we get attacked by Jason over there. No, wrong 13.
Naked Nathan Bates.
There you go.
I said
Okay.
naked
Norman
Bates. Norman
Norman
Bates.
Bates.
What the fuck is
There we
Nathan
go.
Bates? I don't even know anymore.
We
Is that
get
even a thing?
attacked by Dwarven Richard Nixon at this point. Just like, well,
Dwarven Richard Nixon.
I actually had more courage than you thought. Ah. The beard gives me power. Okay.
he just uses his double peace signs to cast magic.
Alright,
Okay,
so,
let's go.
yep,
We adventure out into the night and go adventure in mountains.
you can hike up the trail, or you can take the underground path.
Well, we were told
We all
that
have dark
needed-
vision, right?
We all have dark vision. Wait,
you
wait.
all have dark vision,
Including our
and
owls.
Does the Gorgon have dark vision? That is the least likely thing to have dark vision in our group. That's why.
I believe the owl, the owl. I believe the Gorgon has dark vision of 60 feet because it's an underdark or depths creature.
That's what I thought. Just want to make sure before assuming that.
But yeah,
'Cause even as a hauling animal, it could be hauled by a dwarf leading it. So
it could. Now here's the thing, and there is a jeep path into the underground, But again, it's just about as treacherous as the mountain path.
Yeah, no. At this point, we've gotten to the idea of where we're going. I think we're just gonna walk.
You basically just need to walk up.
Yeah. So do we want to go underground now, or do we want to go up mountain?
I don't know if dragons go under, but that might also be the place for the smuggler people, if there are even that type of people in this mountain.
And also, if there's any gorgons left in the mountain, that dragon might be looking for a snack still.
Oh yeah, gotta protect your animal there, huh?
Oh,
I
snack.
I vote going underground.
Okay. So underground it is.
Sure.
Okay. Sora now waits for someone else to lead the group because he's like, ah.
Alright, well, Lucy, what about you? Huh? Why don't you take charge?
Sure, I'll be the meat shield with my AC. Sure.
Great idea. Go.
It's not like we have a tank or someone.
Yeah,
I-
what a
I
shame.
could have.
I just
Or
wanted to
not
give... I just wanted to give Lucy the spotlight for a little bit, but alright. Murdoch, then you go.
No. I'll lead.
Murdoch throws Lucy ahead.
So like,
Sparta!
Murdoch's leading, but he's using Lucy as a shield.
Yeah. Do I get AC for that?
You get soft cover, I guess, but... I mean, she's too squishy to count as hardcover.
He's not
Got it.
wrong, but
Right. So I need to use Murdoch as a shield. Got it.
Okay, yep. You guys are doing a conga line in the underground.
actually, we could use your Gorgon as a shield. Well, at least you and Murdoch could. I would still be too tall, so yeah, I guess I'll have to take lead.
You're asking him to use a baby Gorgon as a human shield?
You sick bastard.
The AC is 20 on that metal hide. Thank you very much.
On a full one. Minus
Okay.
plus 1 dark side point for you. And plus
Plus one
another
for that.
one. Yes.
My life shall change with
What
the end of this.
system are we
Yes,
even-
okay.
What system are we even playing at this point with dark side points? We're not playing what's it
KOTOR?
even called? The Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars system.
I was picturing KOTOR with that.
Fair
I
enough.
mean-
You can already picture
Either-
Granny's
either
face
works.
turning slowly gray. The red aura.
Oh god, yeah.
This is where the Mystery Science Theater version of this episode, where
I am the hero of darkness.
Lucy's character gets a little evil mustache painted on her.
Gets replaced by the alternate universe Lucy. But yeah, so you go
Yeah.
into the underground, and it's a couple miles in, but eventually you do get to a grand doorway.
A grand dog.
It is carved out of the stone, and it is embroidered with all these jewels. It is about 5 stories tall. And
Murdoch, because there's
it is
stoneware
as-
on it, do you want to check it out?
and it is 50 yards wide.
So this is about a 12 sword not tall door. Terrified.
12 Soronauts. Oh
Sorry,
no.
no. No, you said it's 5 stories.
Yeah, 5 stories.
24, yeah.
24
Soronauts.
Soronauts, yeah. And you do see
Daunted.
towers that were carved out of the stone. And there are a bunch of dwarves also in front of the door in the towers, and they have their carts off to the side. Because this cavern that you've entered into is huge.
Yeah, I assume so by the fact there's room for this door.
Yep. And there's a bunch of you see no motor vehicles in here though. You see a bunch of gorgons.
It's like,
You see a bunch of
Anyone that's
gorgons in
crazy-
carriages.
anyone that's crazy enough to use a vehicle through this probably lost their vehicle about halfway in.
Yeah, they didn't lose their vehicle. They just died from asphyxiation.
Exactly.
Remember, kids, never leave your engine on in closed-in spaces. That's what we call suicide.
Aw.
Happy days! Okay, let's go. Further in.
Now that that's happened.
Mm-hmm. And I think after you guys get through the door guard, we'll wrap this up. You see a line of people trying to get in, and you see that there are indeed separate lines for the carriages pulled by gorgons and horses, and then there's also another line for people. Just people on foot.
How long are the lines comparatively?
The carriage line is a lot longer than the people line. The people line, you have a couple dwarven families in front of you.
Alright.
I asked the person that was in the back of the line is like, well, what does the line, like, what are you guys in line for?
Oh, we're here to get into the city. You know what? No. It's not going to be aggressive. Oh, well, we're here to get into the city? A dwarven child tells you.
I thought this was supposed to lead into, like, the mountain. Like,
Yeah, to the mountain homes.
It is.
Oh.
It's you're inside the mountain.
oh, okay.
Mind you, did I assume it was actually going to be homes with people in it? No, I assumed it was going to be like the ghettos that nobody touches, but everyone
No.
knows exist, but no one talks about. That's
Nope.
what I expected, at least. But no.
Yeah, it was like abandoned drow area, I thought. Okay.
Well,
You know there are dwarves building in the mountains?
yeah. You could make history checks, or you could ask. You know that there were once things that happened here.
One thing. Good knowledge. Good knowledge. 10 out of 10. But yeah, no. On a serious note, Sornak kind of just is it only dwarves that come in here, or is it just dwarves are the only ones that seem to know to come here or want to come here?
Oh, well, I mean, dwarves come here. I saw a big scary dude whose skin kind of looked like rocks.
Oh,
And one time I saw a kobold.
oh, okay. So, righty.
Yeah, we almost lynched him.
Ah,
Just, why do you want in goblin? Ha, you're a
you
goblin.
know,
You're short and stout. You're not even stout, though, because you're a goblin. You're green.
yeah. I'm here with my my dwarven buddy, points to the dwarf, and my gorgon friend points to the gorgon, and we're here to explore some heritage things, and just in general, trying to be awesome people. Learn of heritage, because my heritage sucks because most goblins do suck.
Ha, you're a funny goblin.
Yeah, just don't lynch me. Don't lynch me.
Mommy, can we not lynch the goblin? He doesn't want to be lynched. And a dwarven woman turns around. You've been on those types of sites again, haven't you? Please forgive him. Okay, I know we're in a, our races have had issues in the past, but we've worked past them. He spent too much time with his dad.
It's just fine, ma'am. I understand that racial tensions are always on a high, especially when you're talking with the race that's most commonly considered evil.
Yeah. Just sorry about that. And when
That's
it's their turn to go up to the border guard, she punts the child forward.
Yeah.
Do not do that again.
I am 100% a child abuse advocate for video games.
Oh dear.
Just
Oh,
video
no.
games. Calm down. insufferable little brats.
Thinks about like 12 Angry Men. If anyone else has seen that movie,
Nope.
or even seen like the original court cases.
Oh, okay. Well, so that family does go through, and now it's your turn. And the dwarf has a clipboard. He has a pencil, and his station is. It's just like the typical guard posts you've seen, except this one's carved out of a mountain instead of made using complicated materials. Anyway. All right, names.
Sornat.
Sarnats, Lucina,
Murdoch Hammerbread. Beard.
Murdoch Hammer, Beardbread. All right, go on through.
Sornat actually seems shocked for a moment on how.
And instead of going through the giant door itself,
there's a little side entrance.
there is a little side entrance. Yeah,
Perfect.
and now you get a closer look at what you had seen from the kind of crack that was in the door, the big door. As you go through the side entrance, you see just a sort of perimeter of various settlements, houses, shops, and whatnot. And there's just a path that spirals downward, and it keeps just being lined with all these various things, and they're separated by this chasm that just goes down. It goes beyond your dark vision. Oh, and also the place is brightly lit by, of course, electricity. You know, their street lamps.
Seems good.
Mm-hmm. And you see people walking around the streets. There are restaurants that have patios where they're chatting. And I think we can call that a session for right now.
Seems good.
Everyone got a gorgon. People got owls. It was good.
We got a team mascot.